If you want to make cozy aesthetic coloring books like this, then keep watching, because in this video we're breaking down all the tips that you will need when it comes to simplifying, cute-ifying, and hand drawing anything and everything for coloring books. I'll show you how to take anything from an object or a food or an animal and turn it into a cute, cozy coloring book drawing, using simple hand-drawn techniques so you don't have to turn to AI for your next coloring book. So let's go ahead and get started. So first I want to talk about what makes an object work for a coloring book. Before we even choose our subject matter for a coloring book today, we need to understand what makes an image work for a coloring book. And it helps to think like a coloring artist or even like a child when it comes to understanding this. A good coloring subject should be easy to understand at a glance so you know what you're looking at within a few seconds, relaxing or fun to color, and not visually overwhelming. And when I'm choosing an object to draw for a coloring page, I focus on one main thing: a clear silhouette. If it doesn't pass my silhouette test, then I'm not going to draw it into my coloring page. But what does that even mean when I say, does it have a clear silhouette? I'm talking about how easy it is to recognize the object by just its outer shape without any details. So if you fill in the whole thing as one solid object, you should still be able to tell what it is. That outer outline is doing most of the work in telling you what that object is. If you can recognize what the object is as a solid shape, then that has a clear silhouette. If the silhouette is unclear, your coloring page could be a little stressful or just not really fun to color in. The next thing you'll want to learn when you're trying to make cozy aesthetic coloring books is understanding what makes an object feel cute and cozy. So once you have your object that has your clear silhouette for your coloring book, we can now visually translate it into something that is cute and cozy. Cute doesn't come from drawing something perfectly or realistically. Cute comes from design choices. Most cute, cozy drawings have these things: rounded, soft edges, simplified proportions, gentle or playful expressions, and a calm, friendly feeling. And one of the biggest mindset shifts in this is cute drawings exaggerate what matters and then just kind of ignores the rest. Rounding and softening shapes is pretty easy, but what about simplifying proportions or making something look calm and friendly? How do we do that? Simplifying proportions is just changing the size ratios to an object to make it feel cuter and easier to draw. In real life, objects have very specific, realistic proportions, but for cute coloring pages, we don't need realism. Instead, we keep the main shapes bigger and clearer, and we make smaller details either much smaller or remove them completely. Making an object feel calm and friendly also comes from a few really simple choices. So first of all, sharp corners and jagged lines can feel a little harsh, and in shape language, angles and triangles signal scary or dangerous. So if you want your image to feel calm and friendly, rounded edges and soft curves will signal that for you. Another thing you can do is keep the object uncluttered, which will also make it feel a bit calmer. Too many lines or overlapping details can make a drawing feel busy, even if it's cute. And another thing you can do if you're drawing like an animal or a person, just give it a gentle, friendly expression. That's the easiest thing you can do. Things like relaxed expressions, closed or simple eyes, small smiles, or even something simple like a slight tilt of the head can completely change the mood. And calm and friendly illustrations are a bit easier to color in because your eye knows where to rest. You're not trying to figure it out. You're just having fun, relaxing time coloring it in. So now I want to share with you my actual process for cute-ifying images to make for coloring books. So what I've done in taking these concepts of observing an object and translating it into something that is great to color for a coloring book into a simple step-by-step process. When you're learning to draw in this way, you can take this simple framework and use it every time you're drawing. It'll become more natural over time, and before you know it, you'll have a whole collection of coloring books that you drew yourself. So step one is choose an object. Look for or brainstorm an object that has a clear silhouette. I like choosing everyday objects because they already feel familiar and cozy. Things like mugs and food or cute animals. And there's nothing wrong with choosing something that's already kind of cute. That actually makes it easier when you're learning. So once you've chosen your object, observe it, take note of those defining features, its basic shape, and its proportions. And then step 2 is simplify it for coloring first. When you begin sketching your object, start simplifying it. You can do that by asking yourself, what are its main shapes? What details can I remove? Where can I round things out? If a line doesn't help with its shape, its clarity, or coloring it, it probably doesn't belong. And then step 3 is change the proportions and make it friendly. Cute and cozy coloring pages usually aren't rooted in realism, and that's intentional. So instead of drawing things exactly as they exist in real life, we exaggerate the proportions to make them feel softer, friendlier, and more playful. As you sketch, make the main shape larger and rounder. Create space. If an object has narrow parts, make them wider and rounder. And that's another sort of mindset shift. It's not just make it cuter, but it's also make the coloring experience more satisfying. Make the objects more friendly, either by soft, inviting expressions, if it's a person or an animal, or again, just by rounding out the edges and making things look soft and safe. And then once you've gone through this process with your object, you've got your completed sketch ready to turn into black line art and into a coloring book page. So I've shown you a few small demonstrations, but let's go ahead and walk through this together and end up with a fully composed coloring book page. So today I'm going to take this image and turn it into a coloring book page, start to finish, from a messy sketch to my final black line art, and let's go ahead and get started. We're going to break down the main subjects of this image and apply that step-by-step process to make them cute and friendly and end up with a fully composed coloring page. So I have this photo of a bear eating from a blueberry bush. I thought it would make a great coloring page, especially after we translate it into black line art and kind of strip away the reality of it and turn it into something cozy and comforting. I'm going to start with the bear and make him the main character of our coloring page. So I'm just going to break him down into the main parts of his body. I like to use a big round pear shape for the body and a similar shape for the head, and give him a cute and friendly face, keeping it simple. And the arms and legs are going to be even more simple. I'm going to give as little detail as possible. All you need to know is that they're arms and legs. Now I will add the blueberry bush and simplify it a lot. There is way too much going on. Looking at the blueberry bush as it is, it's clearly too busy and too abstract to draw realistically for a coloring book page. So I'm going to simplify it by drawing a bush shape, and instead of filling in a bunch of leaves, I'll just draw a few little tufts to give the impression of leaves, and then just show that it's a blueberry bush. I'll just add some circles, larger in proportion than a real blueberry bush. And these are the things that I'm doing to make this a fun coloring experience. So I've changed the angle or perspective so there's more flow. Add a simple background of a fence to make this into a garden, and draw some blades of grass too. Now I just want to add a few more simple details, and I don't want to make it too complicated, so I'll just draw a basket of blueberries next to the bear and in the background. Now this sketch is ready for its final black line art. This is when it really starts to reveal itself. I like choosing a monoline brush and just increasing the stability on it so I can make nice solid lines. I have a full video of the fundamental skills that you'll need in Procreate in order to draw coloring pages like this, and I'll link that in the screen, but you can see that Procreate does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. The black line art is really simple to do here in Procreate, and it's just making good use of the layers and layer management. And once that comes together, you can see that it feels solid and simple. There's plenty of open space, but it's still broken up with details, so it won't be boring to color. So what we've achieved is an image that is friendly, the silhouettes are simple, and it looks fun to color. And once you start applying this step-by-step process of creating coloring book pages or coloring book images, and you still aren't quite achieving the look that you're after, here's a few common things to watch out for. Adding too many interior lines. That makes the object too busy, and there's less for the person to color in, so create that space and don't add too many interior lines. Another thing could be keeping sharp or boxy corners. Just round it out. Or you could be trying to make it too realistic. Sometimes it's really hard to let go of realism, and I've struggled with this one myself. And another thing to watch out for is forgetting that someone has to color this in later. A good thing to remember is that you're designing a coloring experience, not just an illustration. That's the part that took me a long time to really wrap my head around. It can be really easy to unintentionally make something too realistic, and I had to work really hard on that. So if you're like me and that's something that you also struggle with, I have made a free workbook to go with this video, and it is linked below if you would like to use it. It walks you through choosing objects, simplifying shapes, cute-ifying designs, and turning them into coloring book ready pages. And it outlines that step-by-step process of taking an object, observing it, simplifying it, and translating it into something for a coloring book page. And I have linked it in the description, and you can download that for free and practice this step-by-step process at your own pace. So now that you understand how to translate individual objects into coloring book ready illustrations, you're ready to illustrate an entire coloring book. So go ahead and watch this video next and learn how to illustrate your entire coloring book from simple sketches to 30 or more fully composed coloring book pages without using AI, even if you're a beginner.